So, the late Jim Rohn asked a question that I find very valuable. In fact, two questions that changed my life. The first question he said, have you found the opportunity that will take care of you and your family for the rest of your life? Powerful question. Powerful question. Well framed. Have you found that opportunity that will take care of you and your family for the rest of your life? And then he said, if you haven't found that opportunity, how many hours do you devote every week to finding that opportunity? Because I don't think that there's any word more important than that word opportunity when it comes to creating sustainable wealth. That word opportunity, you need to sleep thinking about opportunity, and then you need to wake up thinking about opportunity. Because if what you're doing right now is not a good opportunity, it doesn't matter how much effort you put into it, it's not going to do well. So opportunity is one of the most important words. As you join tonight's session, type opportunity. And those of you watching later on YouTube, type opportunity in the comment section. I would like us to focus on that word. It's one of the most important words for anyone at all who wants to achieve a measure of financial fitness. What is financial fitness? Financial fitness is when you have come to that level in life. Financial fitness is not an amount of money. Financial fitness is not the showiness of the so-called billionaires on Facebook, who come to show us their big cars and all that. Those things are very temporary. And I can guarantee you, many of these people who are showing off their amazing wealth, their mansions, their big cars and all that, they will not be around 10 years from now. You will not hear about them. I am old enough to tell you that I have seen these same patterns. I saw it in the 1970s. People will come. It's just that we didn't have Facebook. We didn't have TikTok in the 1970s. You would have seen these people who are showing us luxury cars, showing us a retinue of police and soldiers and officers, guarding them with guns and throwing money, throwing parties, showing us expensive drinks and all that. You won't see them in another 10 years because they were there in the 70s. By 80s, the ones we used to hear about in the 70s disappeared. So new ones took up from them in the 80s. By 90s, all of them disappeared. I still remember, like these guys in my village, he would he would ride with these very, very expensive cars, into the village and then start throwing money at people. Everybody was hailing him. The beautiful mansion that he built in the village, last time I saw it, it's lizards and rodents and cockroaches that live there. But he was once the biggest name in town because wealth will punish you if you're not humble. Wealth will punish you if you are not wise. And I'm very, very grateful that I pursued wisdom first, before riches. Because truly, wisdom is better than riches. No one who makes genuine money, no one who understands wealth will flaunt the kind of ostentation and lavishness that these people show us on social media. And then many times they don't even disclose the source of their wealth. So you have the young people all wanting to be like them, and they do everything. They do money rituals, they cheat, they do drugs, they do whatever they have to do in order to become like those people. See, but you don't need to be like those people. What you need is one good opportunity to create value, because money is made by creating value for the marketplace. That's how honest money is made. Honest money is made when there is a value that solves a problem, that removes a pain that the market has, and the market is happy to pay you, to reward you, for that value. So that's why I believe that one of the most important words is opportunity. Opportunity. You need to write it. If you must tattoo something on the back of your hand, let it be opportunity. If what you're working on right now in this new year, what you have started working on is not opportunity, don't go there. Find opportunity. So while you are doing what you're doing right now, ask yourself, is this a level 1 opportunity or is it a level 10 opportunity? I am telling you, it will do you more good if you spend half of this year identifying opportunities, testing them, to just find one opportunity. All you need is one opportunity this year. Just one opportunity this year to change everything within the year. And that's a journey I'm on. I started looking for particular opportunities last year. And then majority of the opportunities I'm seeing this year lie in agro business. So that's why today we are continuing with our topic, which we started yesterday, top 10 agro business opportunities for city dwellers. Okay, and I'm going to recap the ones that you've already done. Okay, I'm going to recap the one that you've already done, and then from there we can look at the remaining opportunities. So we're talking about top 10 high profit agro business ideas for urban dwellers. Okay, you can start without owning your farm. And then I'm emphasizing urban dwellers because many times when we talk about farming ideas or farming opportunities, people living in the urban centers, in the cities, say, this is not for me. But I'm sure you've begun to see now that the agro value chain is so massive, so all-embracing, that you should not exclude yourself from the opportunities in agro-related businesses, even if you live in the cities. So, you don't need farmland, you need strategy, okay? So there are 10 high impact ideas tailored for urban entrepreneurs. So yesterday we saw 7 or 6. So I'm going to recap the 6 that we talked about yesterday. I'm going to recap, but always go back to my channel on YouTube. My channel on YouTube goes by my name. In fact, I'm going to put it in the comment section right now. So if you haven't, we have lots of the replays for all our sessions. In fact, by yesterday we had 500 videos. 500 videos like the one that you're listening to tonight. Very, very high valuable, actionable videos. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, this is your opportunity to do exactly that. So I'm going to type the comment. I'm going to type it in the comment section, and then you can click there right now. Just take a moment and click there. Okay, to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, watch the previous ones, and then whenever you look at it, you watch it, please comment and like it, because that's one way the algorithm will show lots more people what is going on. So I want to give you 5 seconds to just click on the link now and subscribe to the channel to watch the previous ones. And when you've clicked and subscribed, come to the comment section and type subscribed. So meanwhile, while we're doing that, please tell me where you're watching from, and then tell me what you're watching from, and tell me on a scale of 0 to 10, how do you rate the opportunity that you are working on right now? So subscribe. While you're subscribing, everybody click on that link and then subscribe to that channel, and please like the channel. Why you need to subscribe is that the previous replays, the replays of the previous day, replays are there, and then over time you're going to have at least 1,000 videos, coaching videos on these practical subjects, because what we are doing is the 1,000 days of live business coaching, and this is going to go on until August of 2027. You're going to find me here every evening, unless there is a serious force majeure and I'm not able to come in any evening. You are always going to find me here. And so I don't even need to advertise or to let you know. Just come in here 8 p.m. GMT +1 every day, and then we are here talking about your financial fitness, talking about your spiritual fitness, talking about your family life, putting all these things together. And I believe that when you listen closely to all the things I'm telling you, and then you follow the steps and execute, this year is going to be your best year ever. in your spiritual life, in your finances, in your family relationships, because I've personally declared war against divorce and then family conflicts. The rate of the divorce is insane. My wife was in a program 2 months ago. That's in November. And then one of the presenters, who is a legal practitioner from one of the states in the north, said that in the last year or so, that divorce rate has gone up by 400%. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. And so in the next 1,000 days, every single evening, we will talk about this. And then sometimes the cause of this divorce and family quarrels between married people, sometimes it's financial, region. So that's why all these things are connected, because there are three kinds of fitnesses that you need. Three fitnesses that you need. Number one, spiritual fitness. When I say spiritual fitness, I'm not talking about going to the mosque or going to the church or going to whatever temple. No, I'm not talking about religion. No. God is not religious. And I don't know why people just don't get it. God is not religious. He didn't start any of these things. Otherwise, why would there be so many? And then everybody says their own is the correct religion. There's no correct religion. God is a spirit. And we were created in his own image. Therefore, we are spiritual beings. We are first of all spirits before we are flesh and blood. So you need spiritual fitness to understand that life is much more than all these things you see on Facebook. Spiritual fitness allows you to understand that there are more realms. There's an unseen realm. Spiritual fitness allows you to see that the unseen realm, the spiritual realities, are even more real than the physical realities, and that the spiritual realm rules over the physical realm. And when you understand this, it easily helps you in financial fitness, because money is a spiritual thing. And if people understood that money is spiritual, they wouldn't do certain things that they do just to get money. If people understood how spiritual the subject of money is, you will never cheat a customer. Because if you own a business and then you cheat a customer, it's coming back to you. If people realized how spiritual money is, the many things that you are doing to make money and hurting people and hurting the community, hurting the society, you will not do it, because you will pay for it. Some people call it karma. And it's very real. Because whatever a person sows, that's what the person reaps. And many times we do not understand it. We just fall into some incredible, difficult times, in the future. And then we don't relate it to something that we had done in the past that was never atoned for. So money is spiritual. So you need spiritual fitness, that is understanding and having a relationship with God, your maker, your creator. Understanding the subject of love. Understanding what it means to love God, to love your neighbor as yourself. Understanding the meaning of life. Understanding the sanctity of life. Everybody's life matters. White, black, yellow. If you're a spiritual person, you will never be racist. You will never be racist. Because that white man is also spirit, soul, and body. It's not the color of skin. That black man, his life matters. That black woman, that man, that homeless guy that is sleeping under the bridge, you will never respect him. Even that insane person, the mad person going loose, you will not disrespect her. Because if you're a spiritual person, you will understand that their lives matter, the sanctity of life. If you're a spiritual person, you will never kill. You will not kill. You will not strap bombs on your body and blow yourself up and also blow other people up. That's not what spiritual people do, okay? You understand that there's meaning to life, and then you also understand your purpose, that you are here for a purpose. Your life matters. Everybody in this place type, my life matters to God. Look, don't call yourself an atheist. It's an insult to yourself. Because how can you look at you? How can you look up? See all these stars, see all this creation. Then you look at your body. The blood vessels in your body, if we put them, if we string them in one line, all the blood vessels in your body, the blood vessel, the system in your body is 120 kilometers. 120 kilometers inside this body. Then your brain has over 86 billion electric cells. And then you look at this and see, because I studied zoology in my first degree. And then many times I go from the zoology lecture to worship. I just fall on my knees. Somebody put these things together. So you are insulting yourself when you call yourself atheist. It's really, really ignorant. Okay? So, because someone created you, your life matters to that person. You matter to him. So type in the comment section, my life matters to God. Everybody type it. My life matters to God. Because that's the foundation, even of what you're talking about in financial fitness. If you don't understand that your life matters, then you see, you will drift. Your life matters to God, and you were created with a definite purpose. So spirituality means that you understand that your life matters, and that there's a purpose to your life. And then that helps you also to deal with depression. Because listen, depression has no place in your life. Sadness, discouragement has no place in your life, because your life matters. Okay, so you need to pick up yourself anytime that you face discouragement, anytime that there is failure in your life, pick up yourself. Because if you understand that your life matters to God, you become a very spiritual person. And then because your life matters to God, you will not live it anyhow. You will not live it anyhow. I have a gentleman who used to really be a role model in the 1980s, 1990s, when I got to know about him. This guy wrote so many books, was very popular. So today he's on Facebook, teaching people immorality, teaching people, posting things like, I can't, if you're a woman, I can't give you gifts if you're not ready to, something like sleep with him 24/7. That's horrible. That's not spirituality. If you know your life matters to God, you won't live anyhow. You won't use your body anyhow. You won't be sleeping around anyhow. Somebody just says, hey girl, you're a queen. The next thing you are uncovering yourself. If your life matters to God, it will affect the choices. It will affect your values. It will affect your actions and behavior. Okay? So that is the basis of spiritual fitness. Second fitness is financial fitness. Because everything in this earthly life involves money. Every physical thing involves money. You want to buy a car, you need money. You need to go to school, you need money. You need to eat food, and every day you need money. And so you need to be financially fit to come to that point where you can pay your bills, where you don't depend. You don't have to depend on other people to pay your bills, where you stop working for money and then your money is working for you. Because you have investments that is returning dividends, that is funding your lifestyle. In a scale of 0 to 10 of financial fitness, I'll probably give myself like maybe a 4 or maybe 5. Okay, maybe 6, because I'm done with paying school fees. I want to get to the point where my investments pay for everything. So if I need to travel to the United States this weekend, I don't have to use my capital, because some investment I have in agriculture, in the financial market, has paid for it. So that is financial fitness. Financial fitness, you've come to a place that money is no longer a source of anxiety to you. And many times it's not necessarily because you have a lot, because there are so many people who have so much money, but they are not financially fit. They can't sleep. They're always thinking about, somebody coming to steal something from them. They're always going around, with police escort and things like that. That's not financial fitness. So financial fitness actually gives you financial peace. You can sleep well in the night, knowing that you've not defrauded anyone, knowing that you are able to pay your bills, knowing also that should any emergency happen, that you are ready for it, and that you have financial peace. Peace with God and peace with man. The third kind of fitness is physical fitness. Physical fitness. Because if you are financially fit and then you're not physically fit and then you're in and out of the hospital, there are people who have been in the hospital, hospitalized for 3, 4, 5, 6 months now. Do you know anybody like that? Confirm. There are people who have been hospitalized for 3 months. There are people who have been sick with mysterious sickness for the past 3, 4, 5 years. So you see, all the money that they make now go into paying hospital bills, flying them to India, to Thailand, flying them to Dubai, for medical whatever. So you need physical fitness. So you need to eat well. You need to have peace inside you, with people, with your neighbors, with family, because that's part of your mental health, is part of your physical fitness. And then you need to exercise, regularly. You just need to be self-aware. You need to manage your weight, because weight is a burden on old age. It was my wife that drew my attention to that. I never really realized it, but if you're overweight, old age becomes extremely difficult, because you're more liable to a fall. And then if you're overweight at 70, at 72, at 65, at even 60, a fall can be fatal. And it's happening every day. There's a woman who just had a slight fall, and then the next moment her bones, her ankle bones were shattered because of her, she's quite heavy. So you want to be physically fit to be able to have the energy and the vitality to accomplish the purpose for which you were made. Okay, so having said that now, and then having underlined the importance of opportunity, we looked at 6 of those opportunities yesterday. So we said, number 1, food packaging business. Okay, number 1 is food packaging business. And then we talked about packaging grains like rice, packaging beans, packaging gari, for urban dwellers. And then because there's a growing demand in that area, so you don't have to be the one making all these products. In Nigeria, for instance, most of the beans and grains, millet, all those things are farmed in the north. And logistics has become so good in the country right now that you don't have to travel to Jos to buy peppers if you want to package peppers, or to buy rice, or to buy corn, or to buy soya bean to package. You can do that. That's number 1, food packaging. And then I give you an example of my friend who literally used food packaging business in the center of Lagos. That's where he was doing it. He branded it, he packaged gari. He used it to send his children to the best schools in the country. And then that business is still thriving today, because people must eat. And then the people in the cities like convenience. So they like things neatly packed and then accessible, to them. And then you can even be delivering the food, to them, which is another opportunity. So we said second opportunity is cassava processing into starch or fufu. If you start cassava processing for food grade starch, pharmaceutical grade starch, you cannot meet the market demand. I'm telling you, because I've consulted for 2 or 3 companies into that. They don't meet the demand. Companies like Cadbury, Nestle, I was surprised. I didn't even know that they use those things very well. Then you also have pharmaceuticals. They use cassava. That's why, if you've noticed in recent times, cassava is very, very scarce and very, very expensive. The other day, someone said that in the village, that they're already selling 4 milk cups of gari for 500 naira. That is unimaginable. So I can only imagine what it sells for in the cities like Lagos. Okay, so that's cassava processing into starch or fufu. Good thing is, you don't have to be the owner of the cassava farm. They're already there. And then access to these things is not as difficult as it used to be before this time. Opportunity number 3, we said, is organic food delivery service. So as I'm mentioning it, if anyone strikes your fancy, type it in the comment section. Okay, so organic food delivery services. I also shared with you how my friend Amos farms organic chicken. Amos has orders months ahead. We are talking about opportunity, level 10 opportunity. Because when I taught you the slider framework, remember the slider framework? If you've not watched it, please go to the YouTube channel and look out for the slider. The L in slider stands for level of demand. That is one measure of opportunity. If you are into something, a product or service, where the demand overwhelms the supply, that is a level 10 opportunity. This, my friend and brother, cannot fulfill the orders. He cannot fulfill the orders. I ordered a couple of the chickens from him last month over the Christmas, whatever. We had to order and book ahead of time because there wasn't enough. And he can't produce enough. And they are not cheap because they are organic. He has his practices. He feeds these birds with vegetables. He feeds them with natural worms. And then he makes aloe vera for them to drink. He doesn't vaccinate them. There's no vaccination, nothing, no chemical there. So you know what you're eating. So organic food delivery service. The same thing with vegetables. So you can do that. It will amaze you how many people in the cities want to eat healthy. And then one ready market for you for the organic food delivery service. If you want to make money like within this month, go look out for the gyms. Because many times the people who go to gym are also very, very health conscious. They're the ones who consume these organic things. So go to the gyms, advertise your product there. You will be amazed. So that's a massive opportunity for people who want to eat non-GMO foods, people who want to eat organic food. The market is huge in the city. That's a very powerful business area. Then we also talked about agro product exportation. There are people, all they do is just exporting. I also gave you the case of a gentleman I met in the forest of Edo State. When I wanted to buy oil palm seedlings, the knife for oil palm seedlings, I went to Edo State and then I contracted some farmers, some locals. He was in the process of going into those bushes and these forested areas to see the farms. But I met this gentleman. He says he lives in I think it's in the United States. I don't remember, please, United States or somewhere in Europe. And he said for over 12 years, all he does, he doesn't even work over there abroad. It's this thing that is feeding him and his family, funding him over there. So that day, I saw him with a truck. And I saw something at the back of the truck, some things, curious, whatever, whitish, rolled things. I asked him, he said that those things were rubber. So apparently, rubber latex. So he goes to the different places in Edo State collecting the latex, the rubber. He comes to Lagos and then exports it, makes tons of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year from exporting agricultural products like that. And he obviously pays comparably like pennies for it. So what he gives the farmers are very happy because it's big money, but it's nothing compared to what he makes exporting it. So that's a massive opportunity. Not to talk about people who are exporting ginger. I hear that Nigerian ginger is very, very good grade. Exporting ginger, exporting turmeric, exporting all those things. That's a massive opportunity that you can comfortably do from wherever in the city you live. Okay? And I'm sure it is the same thing in Tanzania. Because I think, the African countries I've traveled to, Tanzania seems to be like the capital of spices. Because the spice trading dates back to maybe like 500-600 years ago. Arab trade route there. So that's a massive opportunity you can do in the city. Don't say, I am in the city, so I cannot do agro business. That's a massive opportunity. Okay, then number 5 that we talked about yesterday, okay, which you can find the recap of in YouTube. If you have not subscribed, find the link there and then subscribe and then watch the replay so that you can get the context for future conversations. So number 5, we talked about natural juice production. Okay, making fruit juices. If you find a very excellent location in your city, in the busy business district, where people go for lunch, if you can get a corner there, because often when people finish lunch, they would want to have fresh fruit juice. I like pineapple and ginger. Have you tried that combination, pineapple and ginger? That's one of the finest drinks that and also very healthy that you can make. So that is also another wonderful opportunity. I also talked about what I see in Accra, in fact, different parts of Ghana. It's very common there. I saw it in East Legon, saw it in Airport Residential, the places. It's all over the place. Okay, cantonment. So people will fresh coconut, freshly cut coconuts, and then they carry it, and then people drink it. You know, very, very nice and very healthy. And then every morning, whenever I'm in Accra, every morning that's what I drink after jogging. So natural fruit, natural juice production, even in your estate, in your neighborhood, you will be amazed. You know, and then if you also add vegetable juices to it, there's a lot of vegetable juice formulas for health conscious people and for gym goers. You know, tiger nut milk and all these things. Big business. In fact, now that I remember tiger nut milk, one of my precious sisters, you know, before she immigrated to Europe, that's what she was doing. Demand was incredible in her workplace, in the church, in her neighborhood. Everybody wanted her tiger nut milk. She made tiger nut with dates. She didn't use sugar, and it was very healthy. And I never really had enough of her tiger nut juice. Very, very good. So that's a massive business opportunity. I think what we're going to do to put all this together is to now take you through a business model section, because often the fact that you make these things does not guarantee that you will make money. So you still have to apply business skills and business knowledge, you know, to make money. You can have your juices, you produce your fine juices, but if you don't understand marketing and you don't have marketing skills, you know, you're going to end up drinking your juice. So we talk about the business of it. So just keep following. Number 6, opportunity, massive opportunity for urban dwellers, people who live in the cities, is spices and seasonings production. Producing spices like peppers, ginger, turmeric, garlic. That's massive business. And some people are already doing it, like in the wholesale market in Mile 12. You can get all these spices and seasonings. It's a very massive session where you get them. And you can even buy from those people and repackage and rebrand. That's a massive opportunity in the cities. Okay. Now, the number 7 is Agri-Tech consultancy. And there's so many people killing it on LinkedIn, so many people killing it on Facebook, in different places, on TikTok. You know, there are people who are providing digital tools, providing advice to help farmers to improve their yields. They have massive following. I know one that there's one I'm following. I'm a member of his WhatsApp group. His own specialty, his own niche is organic farming, and it's amazing. It's amazing. You know, he has thousands of followers and people who he's advising on a daily basis, and then he makes money once in a while by running a program. He makes money by running a program for them. So consultancy is very important. And then if you're a digital marketer, you can also provide market access consulting for the farmers, because there are people reached out to me, people who have yams, somebody who has oil in Benue State, lots of oil. Meanwhile, people are looking for oil, but he has tons of oil. He's not able to sell them. He doesn't understand digital marketing. Some of them might also need branding. They have agricultural products, but because it's not well branded, they are not making money, and their product, even though it's good, is not reaching the market, the kind of audience that it can command. That's a massive opportunity, and you can do it from the city, you know. So Agro-Tech or Agri-Tech consulting, and it requires low capital investment, and it has higher returns, you know, because you're now using your expertise. It's even much better if what you studied in the university relates to anything around funding, capitalizing, anything around farm machinery, anything around feed production, anything around veterinary medicine, anything around horticulture, and all those things. That is even amazing. That's amazing. Massive opportunity. Good thing too, it doesn't limit you to your particular country. It doesn't limit you to your particular country. So you can still stay in Kenya and provide consulting on processing coffee. You can still stay in Cote d'Ivoire and provide consulting on processing cocoa. And then even putting up videos of how cocoa is turned into powder and how it's processed. Many people will be very interested in that. They don't know. Okay. Number 9, agro waste recycling. Agro waste recycling, agro waste into fertilizer. That's amazing. So collecting urban food waste, there are so many of them, to produce compost for urban gardens. Can you imagine if you become a compost producer, if you like, the compost, you're producing compost in town, and then you have so much waste, from restaurants that you can collect, waste from all kinds of places, waste from the markets. When the people take the bunches of bananas and plantain to the market and people buy, there's a lot of waste. They cut off all those things. It's massive. It is rich, dense in plant nutrition. So you can take all those things even from the market. If you go to some of these farmers market alone, the agricultural waste there is massive. People peel cassava and then they just throw it away, but that's a massive feed for pigs. So you can recycle the waste into fertilizer, even from homes. Like what we do in my own house here, we separate the organic waste from the non-recyclable, what do you call them, like the plastic something. We separate them. So I separate the plastics. I don't mix them. So I put the banana peels, the orange waste, and all that. In fact, I throw that one into a compost heap, beside the house, where I have a little nursery of mangoes, of pawpaws, and all kinds of things. So that's a massive opportunity. And then you just put up an advertisement. Then all these people who are doing flowers, planting all kinds of things, even people who have started planting in their backyard, you advertise. Okay, so you're somewhere in Accra, you're somewhere in Lusaka, you're somewhere in Lagos, you advertise. I have organic manure, compost, for sales, and then you sell 1 kg for such an amount of money, and people will order, and you deliver. They don't need to come there. And if you have a good business in delivering compost for urban farmers, you are in money. You won't even need to do any other thing. And if you start it like a side hustle, because you can collect waste easily and compost it. If you start like a side hustle, within a short time, it's going to take over and pay you 10 times what your 9 to 5 is doing for you. Massive opportunity. And then, last but not the least, biofuel production. So this is using agricultural byproducts like maize cobs or plantain peels to produce biofuels. So there are small-scale initiatives already doing this in some parts of West Africa. So this is something you can research. Because nothing from the farm is being wasted. So if you really want to go like the techie part, okay, maybe these other ones, you're probably very, very passionate about the chemical engineering, electrical related things, or energy related fields. So you can explore biofuel production, especially in a country like Nigeria with over 250 million people, and then producing for the whole country just 6,000 megawatts. That's terrible. That's like what one small community, one estate should use. That's what the whole country, is sharing. As I'm talking to you right now, I'm running my diesel generator. There's been no power all day here. So this is a very massive opportunity if you can commercialize it. Okay? So there you have it, the top 10 ideas. All right. So what I want you to do right now is to tell me which of these ideas resonate with you the most. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Okay. And then, of course, if you have not shared this, remember, it's our tradition. Once you come in, you share. If you think that this thing has really been of good value, great value for you, yeah, like Simon says, great work. Yeah, if it's good value, all I'm asking, share it. And then when you watch the replays, there are 500 videos on my YouTube channel. Watch them. They are like this, packed with value that you can act on. Many of you are asking me for one-on-one mentorship. One-on-one with you is expensive. But many of the things you want me to do for you, I've already posted them for free on the YouTube. So do that. Isaac says, buy solar generator from me. That's exactly what I did. I have a little solar generator to run my Starlink because there's no electricity here. Yeah, but we can talk about that a little bit more. It's in the plan to do something like 20-25 kVA for a new house that we are building close to this place. Okay. All right. So type in the comment section which of these 10 ideas appeal to you. I want to know. All right. Which of these 10 ideas appeal the most to you? And then if you haven't liked this or shared it, also take a moment to share it. And then you can caption it, listen to these 10 opportunities. It will change your life. You can caption it something like that. Listen to these 10 opportunities. It will change your life. And then, thank you for sharing. Helen, thank you very much. Yes, Helen, for sharing. Okay, so which one resonates with you? And then at the same time, let me know what was your aha moment today. As usual, what was your aha moment today? Which of these ideas appeal the most to you? And then, what was your aha moment today? Just give me a second. Okay. All right. So I heard some footsteps behind the fence. So just want to check that out. Okay. Which of these ideas appeal to you? And what was your aha moment today? Everyone, is our ritual as we close. Okay. What was your aha moment today? While we are doing that, I want to also remind you about the Financial Fitness Challenge, and I'm going to put the enrollment instructions right now in the comment section, and then I will pin it. Okay, I will pin it. Take advantage of the early bird, right now. So the instruction is in the comment section, it's pinned, but you can also send me a DM. Let me also put the WhatsApp number you can reach me on. You can also send me a DM to get you the details. WhatsApp number for Financial Fitness Challenge enrollment. Okay, so I've just put it in the comment section as well. All right. Okay. So, yeah, your aha moments. Thank you, Njideka. Thank you. Njide, always good to have you. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year, by the way. Happy New Year. I miss Anisha. All right. So, Oswaji Martin says, your mental wellness is part of physical fitness. Absolutely. Okay. Obed, my life matters to God. Fantastic. Isaac says, you're just too good, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. And then my reward is when you put these things into practice and create, transformations in your life, in your community, in your finances. That's my greatest reward. Okay. So this is where we are going to draw the curtain for tonight. So whatever happens, keep showing up and don't miss tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to focus on family. We're going to do something focusing on family and relationships, because it's a very important part of the conversation for the 1000 days of live business coaching. And whatever happens, keep showing up, because you never know what's coming your way next. I'll see you tomorrow.